Hey guys, it's Ross Scotland on the Space Couch. Today we're joined by Big Mando because we're going to take a look at what the Star Wars book has to say about Mandalorians and their culture. So you see various sigils of the clans, which we'll get to later. There is the Armourer, there is Sabine Wren wielding the Darksaber, and that is Obi-Wan in his Beskar armour during the Siege of Mandalore, I think is what that says. Witnesses the outbreak of clan warfare on Mandalore. So let's see what it says from the Holocron file. Name, Mandalorians. Homeworld, Mandalore, though now scattered through the galaxy. The aim, reclaiming of the Mandalorian homeworld, which suggests they're no longer on Mandalore. We've heard about the Great Purge. I'm sure in Season 2 of The Mandalorian we'll hear more about that. And the status report is in exile. Fascinating. A high-tech world with a prominent and diverse human culture, Mandalore has a proud warrior tradition and a long history of conflict. In the ancient past, Jedi Knights would tangle with Mandalorian warriors who proved to be a challenge to even seasoned masters. The expansion efforts of past Mandalorian regimes extend the culture's sway to over 1,000 worlds within Mandalorian space. Mandalorian society is ruled by the Mandalore, and that is Mandalor, who in turn is guarded by protectors of Concord Dawn that we see in Rebels, for instance. The most important houses, major families, report to the Mandalore, with lesser clans divided among the houses. The Mandalorian families often identify a key homeworld within Mandalorian space. House Kryze, for instance, is based on Kalevala. That is actually a name from Nordic mythology. It might be in Finland, somewhere like that. House Wren on Cronest and House Vizsla on Mandalore itself. The signature innovation of the Mandalorians is the mining and tempering of Beskar, a metal found only on Mandalorian worlds. Beskar, in the hands of a proper armourer, can be forged into an impermeable battlesuit. The purest Beskar can even briefly deflect a Jedi lightsaber blade. I'm not sure if I've seen that in any of the canon, possibly, or it might be something that was briefly in, might be in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, who knows. The storied legends of armoured Mandalorian warriors would influence fighting forces the galaxy over, even including the clone trooper forces of the Grand Army of the Republic, which would evolve into Imperial Stormtroopers. Certainly their armoured Phase 1, Phase 2 is based on it. Over a battle-scarred history, Mandalorian houses engage in intrigue and the occasional open warfare. In the Mandalorian Civil War, the homeworld is devastated. Most of Mandalore is left a blasted white wasteland with domed cities jutting out from the bleak expanses. Inside these domes, Mandalorians live in hermetic, cube-shaped, high-tech cities. And it's very cubist in its art style as well, throughout the whole of Mandalorian culture, in both Clone Wars and Rebels. I absolutely love how they depict Sundari. It's amazing. And the trees and hedges that are all like trimmed into cubes is great as well. After this environmental disaster, a pacifist movement of Mandalorians attempts to reshape society by withdrawing from all galactic conflict and exiling its warriors to the verdant moon of Concordia. The warriors, however, become even more extreme, forming the Death Watch splinter faction. This faction takes over Mandalore during the Clone Wars, ousting the pacifist ruler Duchess Satine Kryze. Though Mandalore attempts to stay neutral in the war, the intervention of outside players, most notably the former Sith Lord Maul, drags the planet onto the galactic stage, requiring Republic intervention. Though Maul escapes capture, the Republic presence on Mandalore paves the way for a later Imperial occupation, which is still going on during Star Wars Rebels. At first, Mandalorians like Gar and Tiber Saxon facilitate the Imperial presence by becoming high-ranking Imperial Mandalorians. Bo-Katan Kryze, aided by the rebel crew of the Ghost and Mandalorian Sabine Wren, tries to wrest control from the Saxons and unites the clans by brandishing the Darksaber, a symbol of Mandalorian rule. In time, though, the Empire cracks down on this rebellion, and in the resulting purge, many Mandalorians are killed or dispersed, and that is what we don't know about, exactly what happened there. In the uncertainty of the New Republic era, the Mandalorians as a people are scattered. Small pockets of Mandalorian clans exist in so-called coverts hidden on various worlds, such as Navarro in the Outer Rim. The Darksaber falls into the hands of an Imperial warlord, Moff Gideon, and the Mandalorians seem directionless in this era. The most orthodox adherents try to keep the way in practice, a code of behaviour and traditions that honour Mandalorian heritage. Now, there's a bit about the Darksaber here, which I'll just read for you, and there is Sabine wielding it. The Darksaber is a unique lightsaber constructed over 1,000 years ago by the only known Mandalorian to ever enter the Jedi Order, Tar Vizsla. After Vizsla's passing, the Jedi keep the blade secure in the Jedi Temple. During the chaos that saw the end of the Old Republic and the extinction of the Sith, members of the Vizsla clan steal the Darksaber, returning it to Mandalore. A powerful symbol to House Vizsla, for House Vizsla, it becomes an instrument of unification among the many Mandalorian clans. When Death Watch resurfaces during the Clone Wars, Pre Vizsla wields it. He loses it, and his life, in battle with Maul, who usurps command of Death Watch during his time ruling Mandalore. The blade is next found on Dathomir, where Sabine Wren claims it from Maul and returns it to Bo-Katan Kryze. After the fall of Mandalore to the Empire, Moff Gideon brandishes it. And there's a quote from the Mandalorian: "I'm a Mandalorian, weapons are part of my religion." And now here you see the various sigil clans. So that's the Mythosaur, which is just generic symbol. Then the Mudhorn, which is the Mandalorian and Child clan of 2, of course. House Vizsla is the peacetime sigil of House... The branch is the peacetime sigil of House Vizsla, predating the Death Watch coup. So yeah, I guess an olive branch. And this, an Eldar, which is the Leonid symbol for that clan, Eldar, and Cast, their serpentine Vexus sigil. A Vexus, was that creature in the Rise of Skywalker in the cave that Rey heals? Maybe something like that. So yes, that is what it has to say about the Mandalorians. There's probably other bits about them as well that we'll get to in due course. Like, I think there might be a spread on the armourer, something like that. I'm not sure. If there is, we shall have a look at it. But for now, that's just what the Star Wars book has to say about Mandalorians. This is the way. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for an upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.